Hey, so nice to see you. I don't see you, but you see me. So nice you see me. So nice to be talking to you. Thank you so much for the drum circle this Thursday. It was very, 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 very nice. And there's a few things that I would like to talk about that I didn't have the time to talk about during the circle. And then I will also teach you the basic 4 rhythms. And from these rhythms, you will develop all other rhythms. So these are the first basic rhythms. Okay, so first, when we start to learn different things on the drum, or when we are playing and we want to do something, we have an idea and we want to go there. We want how we want to do that is by focusing on the sound. So the sound is one thing. The conscious mind, which I think is in the front of the brain, not sure. The part of the brain which is conscious can handle not so many things. I think it's maybe 4 things a second or something. It's quite fast, but if you're gonna think about how you move the finger and the wrist and the arm, that's like maybe more than 20 muscles. It's quite a lot. And then the elbow, shoulder and back, and how you're sitting, and the other hand is also gonna move after. So this is something you want to make kind of automatic, okay? So focus on the sound. That's the first thing. Good to remember. Now, second, just to give you an example, if I want to have that sound of boom, I focus on the boom, not where I put my hand. And then after a while, my body will listen to my interpretations of the sounds, and it will just come automatically. So just focus on the sound, okay? Any questions on that, please ask me, because I'm not sure I made myself clear. Okay, good. Now, I want to talk about the different sounds on the drum and their roles. So the first sound I want to talk about is the bass sound, which we find towards the middle of the drum. Now, you see I'm sitting with the drum in my lap, just like this, and it's just one way of sitting with the drum. I'm not going to talk more about that now. It's just you don't have to sit like this. You can sit on a chair with the drum between your knees and just hold it steady. Okay, so the bass sound emanates from towards the middle. You can even put it here. Then it has a slightly different tone, and you will probably hear better if I turn this way, because here is where the bass sound is coming from. So, but just so you, doesn't have to be good sound quality right now. And this sound has a specific role when we're playing, and what that role is very grounding role. It's like the floor of the dance floor for the dancers. It's in the spectrum of sound, we call it frequencies. It's the lowest frequencies, let's say. Here is the bass sound, and then the other sounds are above here. And these sounds that are down here, all these bass sounds, boom, 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 all of those sounds, when they have those vibrations are slower, and you can feel them more than when you the high tones. Somehow the bass tones, they just hit the stomach, and you feel them. So I think that's why we use them first. So the rhythm, any rhythm you're gonna play, and not every rhythm, but most rhythms, they start with a steady bass hit. Okay, boom. Now, there is of course so many different music, but for now, let's just start with the bass drum on the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the start. That's where we are all connecting when we're playing a drum circle. We go back to 1, a strong 1, 1. So whatever happens in between, we know we have that steady home. Okay, so the role is steadiness, it's home, it's grounding, it's floor. Okay, moving on to the second sound, which is more like a slap. That, oh, did you hear that echo? Amazing. I'm by this lake, as you can see. We have a beautiful sunset coming up. And I thought this would be the perfect time to record. Also, the last daylight. Okay, so the slap is here to balance the very grounded and steady presence of the 1, the bass hit. So I call it the balance point. That's totally made up. And for me, it has worked now. I used it for 2 years. And what we use it for is to create that movement. Okay, so when we're dancing, we use depends a little bit what we're dancing, but it's movement, always movement involved. And for example, if we have this movement, like going back and forth, like ba so ba, then we can mirror that in the drum. For example, playing. This is a classic 2-part rhythm, which has the ground and the slap, the bass and the balance point. The 1 and the balance point is more correct to say. And that gets that movement going. You can just feel the difference from playing. This is very nice, but also very monotone. If we change it, we get that walking feeling, right? So it has another feeling. And this is how most Western music, all pop music is played. They have a strong bass, usually on the 1. Nowadays it goes throughout all of the different 4 beats that we're playing. Some songs have it on all 4. And then they still have the slap, the balance point, like this. Well, there is so many different kinds of music, so it's hard to say exactly how to do one thing, but let's just keep it like this for now. So the balance point is there to create that feeling of balance, of movement, of going back and forth. Okay, and then we have a third sound, which is this more high pitched. I mean, it's the same spot as the slap, but maybe it's not always as strong as the slap. For example, this is a very common rhythm. Here, the 1 tells us start and home, and the balance point create that movement, and these hits in between, they're making it very steady. So if we're playing with others, they really hear our rhythm if we're playing like this. Now we can see the difference. Here is so much space between, so it's really easy to play either faster or slower than if we have the support of these, let's call them support strokes for now, okay? So that's the 3 basic sounds. And we can, of course, when we go deeper, we can really find a depth in all of these strokes. But for now, this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to say one more thing, and that these steady strokes and the slaps and the bass drum can all be used for another purpose. Now, the rhythms I've been playing was to support. Okay, and who do we support? If we are 2 or more drummers, we support each other for playing melodies on the drum, for example. Now, a melody, you can play with all these 3 different sounds. For example, only with the fiery, high-pitched sounds would sound something like this. So imagine we have another player playing, and then I'm gonna do a solo. I'll be like, now when I make a solo, it's so important that I'm listening to the person playing so that I really play with him. Because usually when we begin playing music, we have a tendency to speed up, especially when we play solo. It's like we're focusing on, oh, so cool to play, and I play so fast, and then we lose the connection with the other person. So when we do solo, hands on the drum, ears to the other drums, okay? And the best drum to focus on is the one playing a very steady 1. And then there is a really nice trick here to when you do solo, you skip playing the 1 and you fully listen to someone else's 1 and reply to that. So for example, if I mouth that, boom, that's steady 1. Okay, I hope that made sense. Whatever didn't make sense, please, please, please tell me so that I can understand what I'm saying, what of what I'm saying is reaching you and what didn't, and then I can find a better way to formulate myself. So thank you so much for inspiring me to do this video, and I look so much forward to hear from you how this video felt for you, what you really took from this video, and what could have been improved to the next time from your perspective. So please, if you have the time to write something, please do. And then you can check out the next video I'm gonna do, which is about the 4 basic rhythms. Okay, see you soon.